Hello, this is Pastor Mike at St. John's, and I just want to let you know what's happening at St. John's this weekend and beyond. And the most important thing, though, first that I want to say is not just happening at St. John's, but all over the world. And it's this: Jesus is Lord. He said in John 16:33, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." And he never promised a world without trouble. He never promised that the trouble wouldn't touch our lives. But what he promised is that he would always be with us in the trouble. He is for us. No virus can take away the cross or the empty tomb or his love. And he's at work in this, using even this for our good and his glory in ways that are beyond understanding. He's hearing and answering our prayers. And keep in mind, he gets the last word on all of this. And this is where the "I've overcome the world" thing comes in. The last word on all of our trouble is always resurrection and new creation in him. And the defeat of all death, all disease, all illness, all injustice, and all the brokenness of this broken world. Jesus is Lord. So while you're remembering to wash your hands, remember also to fold them in prayer, because he is Lord. That's the most important thing. Worry is the enemy. Panic is the enemy. Fear is the enemy. Jesus is Lord. Now, at St. John specifically, we are open for worship this Sunday and Wednesday and in the future until things change. But it's important, especially important in times like this, in difficult times, that we come together, pray together, sing the praises of God together, share the Lord's Supper together, support one another. So we're going to keep offering the chance to do that. But that being said, there are some people that I want to encourage to stay home. As the CDC has been advising, if your immune system is compromised, if you have respiratory issues, or if this is true for someone in your house, please stay home. The CDC has recommended caution really for anyone over 60, as vulnerability to this illness increases with age. So I'm concerned for the elderly among us, especially those who are already dealing with other health concerns. If this is you or someone in your home, please consider staying home as well. Now, one thing I ask is that you let us know if you are deciding to stay home for the near future. That way we can reach out to you and talk about ways that we can still minister to you and with you. Now, I'm preparing a summary of resources and suggestions for those who will not be worshiping with us on Sundays. That'll be sent out as an e-vine and in other ways as well, because worship isn't just what happens in the sanctuary, and not being able to gather with the congregation does not mean you cannot worship and receive the Lord's gifts. Okay, now worship at St. John's. For those who are going to be gathering to worship this Sunday, here are a few things to be aware of. We put out a summary last week. Well, here's some updating. Okay, we're still going to be doing our greeting of peace, but let's do it without making any contact. Bowing, head nod, or just talk to each other about our need for the Lord's peace and speak a blessing to each other. We won't be offering we won't be passing the offering plates. Instead, they're going to be on stands, so you can just drop in your offering. Or if you don't already do so, consider making use of the online giving options that are available. And we're going to temporarily suspend using the common cup for communion. But the individual cups, of course, will still be available. Now, this is a fluid situation that can change and is seeming to change almost every day. So please watch for updates. We'll try to keep you informed. Right now, we're keeping things on the calendar like the Lent services, the Passover Seder on April 1st, the Easter breakfast. But we'll let you know if we come to the conclusion that we need to change or cancel these as well. And one last bit. The canceling of events in our community, people staying home, working at home, self-quarantining, increased personal space, all of this can serve to cut us off from each other, to isolate us, to isolate ourselves from each other, and just at a time when we really need each other. So let's not stop being in contact with each other in other ways, checking up on each other, encouraging one another, supporting one another. We can still pray together even if we can't be together physically. Let's continue being the community that God has created us to be. And remember, above all, Jesus is Lord. We are his people. God bless you all.